Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you for tuning in to the Meinke Show podcast. We have in studio today the Prairie Dogz talking about Wexit and their favorite person, Justin Trudeau. And the crowd in my kitchen goes wild. Yeah. Guys, thanks so much for being back on the show. I sure do appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I understand you've written a couple of new songs recently since the election.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, a whole bunch is going on since we've seen you last. So right now we're in the middle of planning a tour to Europe starting in March, which is super exciting.
And now, is that just the UK or Europe?
Yes, sorry. Well, I don't know. We just got a call and there might be some shows in Ireland. So we just got our first date confirmations today, kind of through the back half of March. So we're just finding that out as we go. But the other thing that's super exciting is we have our second album coming out. We're hoping for January 2020, a couple of months before we go away.
What's the best way to get that album? Downloading through iTunes, or what's your gig?
Thanks for asking, because the good news is that we just yesterday launched our Indiegogo campaign, which is a campaign to raise the funds for this tour and for this album.
That's right. Don't forget the Patreon as well.
Yes,
Patreon,
that's right. That's right. We also
started
a Patreon page where people can follow us. And what we'll plan on doing is having lots of video from backstage, bus rides, things that happen that shouldn't happen late at night. Who knows? We don't know.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So that's
and whatever does happen, you probably won't remember it the next day.
That's right.
You could say, don't remember last night. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
I think I got in a fight.
So anyway, so we got a lot going on. This is as busy as we've ever been. So, what happened was, we were just about done writing for the second album. We'd been working on it for the last 6-8 months, I guess. And, we're Albertans. I was born in Calgary, Holy Cross Hospital. Dwight's from Calgary. We're, native sons of Alberta, and we're following this election so closely. And, we've both been through tremendous hardship due to government policies. And so...
Well, not unlike you.
Yeah,
not
like
unlike
everybody.
you, right? Like everybody.
Everybody we know.
In their friends, lifetime, family, they've been affected, for sure. Yeah.
So when that election happened, I mean... it was deflating, and we're angry about it. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. We've been through a lot. I'm not what I once was. I'm not what I once was when, 4 years ago. And it's been super tough on my family. And I'm just not alone. Everybody I know has the same story. And when we saw that election go down, it was just disappointing and disheartening. I don't know how else to put it. So we talked about it. We talk every day. So, and Dwight said, he goes, well, why don't we write a song about that? I'm like, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Just to expand on that a little bit, gents, just want to pick your brain. So as you know, I've made a couple of viral Facebook posts that have gone nuts, and I've got all kinds of back and forth. And by the way, it's mostly supportive across the country.
Sure.
92% supportive.
I see that. Yeah.
But for the other 8%, not that I should be focusing on that, but there's a sentiment with a few that say, stop your damn whining. Just because the election didn't go your way, separating's just stupid. Right. You guys got some thoughts on how to respond to that?
I would invite anybody to meet downtown for a coffee, and we'll walk downtown and look at building after building with the lights out, vacant. And then we'll talk about the 100,000 people that are out of work and all the mortgages that have been gone into foreclosure and all the suffering. So for people who say, suck it up, yeah, you suck it up when you see all your friends and everybody you know suffer like that. That's a time.
It's not cool.
That's time for action.
It's a pretty cold-hearted response. And the other, you should have known better response that I've heard from a few people, including some very smart people, is, serves you right for not diversifying your economy.
Well, let me tell you. So Alberta's always diversifying, and through now I don't know if we're the biggest, but when the marijuana became legal, there was several upstarts that came into Alberta and getting into that and growing that and making that an industry in Alberta. So I don't know if you can say we don't diversify. I think what the issue is here is there's 10% of Canada's GDP going down the tubes at the moment, and I don't think the East realizes what's happening, and it's going to be too late by the time they do.
A friend of mine was just within their own little circle. You know, it's not like some great big Ipsos Reid poll, but a friend of mine was walking around Quebec, small town Quebec, trying to talk to people about transfer payments, and they're like, je ne sais quoi, what? Like they have no idea that we've been paying whopping giant transfer payments, billions every year to Quebec, which pays for their daycare and all the other wonderful things that they enjoy.
You know, that does not surprise me at all. I think that they're fed what the media feeds them, and that's all they know. And if you don't open your eyes and your ears to the rest of the country, you're going to be left in the dark, and that's just the way it is.
All right, boys. So tell me a bit about these two songs, these post-election songs.
Well, I'll let you go on the first one.
So the first song is called Smiles to Tears. And
Smells to Tears.
Smiles.
Oh, Smiles to Tears.
Nice, right?
Yeah. So anyway, what that song is about is just about recognizing betrayal and confronting betrayal. And I guess when we came up with that, my thought was this is a message to the East and to the party now in power for our federal government.
Well, I guess, and what our brothers and sisters in the East don't seem to understand is that we were counting on them to do the right thing. And but they don't seem to know the boat that we're in. They don't understand that we are turning into whatever our biggest have not province is. We're turning into that in a hell of a hurry.
Yeah, I think it's because again they don't understand. They're fed what they're fed, and they don't.
Don't you think
know,
that every
right?
person just votes in their own interest? So if if it doesn't affect them directly, if something didn't affect us directly, would we vote in favor of that? I don't know. So the problem to me is, I don't have a bone to pick with anybody who lives in Ontario, but the way that our election and our government's structured, it just doesn't give us any voice. So to me, that's what we need to change.
Right, and there's a lot of other stuff going on. I mean, the SNC thing and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more going on than what Wexit is just doing. I mean, there's so much more. So anyway, so this song is about that, and it's about betrayal, and it's a lot about Trudeau. So let's sing it. I am going to look at the words because it's brand new. So
yeah, fair enough.
Do you want us to play it now?
Yeah, let her rip, boys. I'm down.
Well, the rain is driving harder, and the truth seems out farther from here. The more you talk and smile at us, the less truth we seem to hear. Our national anthem, our proudest song, now it just brings us to tears. If you hear us and care about us, why'd you make our path to leave so clear? You turn the heart of the West to fear. You turn our children's smiles to tears. You turn our heart of the West to fear. You turn our children's smiles to tears. We knew you grew up away from here, but there's some things you need to hear. You turned our workers' steel to rust and turned our children's dreams to dust. The blood of the North runs through our veins, and the prairie winds numb our pain. The blood of the North runs through our veins, and the prairie winds numb our veins. Yeah. Turn the heart of the West to fear. You turn our children's smiles to tears. You turn the heart of the West to fear. You turn our children's smiles to tears. Now there's one thing we need to make clear. You're a dishonest man that need to stay away from here. We love this place, it's our home. Pack your bags, get on your plane and go. The blood of the North runs through our veins, and the prairie winds numb our pain.
Fantastic job, boys. Too bad Keith couldn't hear the applause.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. He should have put on the headphones, I guess, but he didn't want to mess up his hair.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
Well, I think I'm down to just two. My kids busted the other pair, so this is all I got. And it's really tough to find red headphones. It's part of my shtick is having the red headphones.
Is it? Okay, right.
And
yeah.
I didn't realize what a limited selection there is.
Oh, you might have to change to blue now, just saying.
I'll bust out the spray paint. I might just have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, tell me, first of all, thanks for doing that. We'll have to do that again on a Facebook Live when we wrap this one up.
Absolutely.
Now, if somebody wants to book you, freaking awesome band, awesome, amazing, talented dudes, how do they book you?
The best way to book us probably is on our website. They can just contact us right there, contact form, and
link
so
on our
yeah.
website.
And
And the website address is?
it's the Prairie Dogz with a Z, so the THE Prairie Dogz
With a Z.
with a Z.
.com.
.com. All right. Yeah.
Not a Z, my American
Well,
friends.
it could be a Z. Yeah. I mean, if you're American, sure, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You know.
Yeah.
I could see you guys performing in Texas,
Heck yeah.
filling some pretty damn big venues,
Yeah, for sure.
The opportunity. Yeah.
100%.
Can't wait to go to the UK. I tell you that.
Yeah.
So Ireland is a maybe. I was just there, and I tell you, what a fantastic trip. And they seem to really like Canadian tunes over there.
Yeah,
great.
we've been talking to a couple of UK people. We did a big show at the George there, kind of an intimate thing, and it was really great. But there was some people there from England who had heard our song, Don't Remember Last Night, on the radio. And they wanted us to play it, and they were just awestruck that they got to see us in this little tiny venue. Yeah. And in Canada, our home country, and they were just blown away that happened.
Now, last time we spoke, you weren't getting much for Canadian airtime, not even on our local stations. Has that changed even a little?
That? Did that come up?
It might have, yeah. It might have come up, yeah.
Should I say our line?
Do you know what? I think our next album is more suited to more of a variety radio station.
Right.
And what we've been targeting is more of a country style radio station. And so we're kind of morphing into something that's a little more mainstream so that we can get more radio play
So
in
kind
Canada.
of how that
No, you got to
came
follow
about.
the formula.
That's right. Yeah.
So just with the next songs, there's still some two-steppers in there for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
But geez, there's some of them that have even a reggae feel to them, and there's probably more progressive guitar parts, and I don't really know why. The one thing is, what I'm pretty proud of is I think that our lyric writing's improved. Like I think we're able to
For
create,
sure. Yeah.
just better imagery. Like it was something we've been
Better
working
feelings.
on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Another year's gone by, and I think it's it shows. So
Well,
pretty
and
proud of
but
those songs.
that being said, for the listeners, if you're not familiar with the repertoire of the Prairie Dogz, their very first songs are still kick ass. Like the lyrics, the melodies, they are so good. Matter of fact, gents, when I just picked up my motorcycle in Selkirk, Manitoba, and took my youngest all the way here, the very first song that I played was all Prairie Dogz. I streamed it
Nice.
from some streaming service, and I Prairie Dogzed
You Prairie Dogged it all the way.
from Selkirk to Brandon, Manitoba.
yeah,
Right on, man.
that's great. Man.
I think my youngest knows most of the words to most of your songs now.
Yeah. Not unlike his son. Actually, he'll sing
my
along
son.
with us. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times when we're writing in my house, and I've got a 12-year-old son, so
He just gets right into
hears
it.
us banging away on these songs just like we did at your house here. Same thing.
yeah.
right? So,
Yeah. So
Well,
anyway,
I thought the kitchen would be better. Like getting you to play the guitar on
better
the couch
acoustic.
was a bit tough.
yeah, it's better acoustic here.
it's
you
nice
got a
and
bit
live
more.
and it
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Well, we got good sound quality today, so when we post it and when we do the Facebook Live, I'll make sure I'm actually on the right goddamn microphone.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, it didn't sound too bad though. It was all right.
No, it actually sounded really good from this side.
yeah.
So tell me about the next song, gents.
Well, this is a song that I wrote, and I wrote it because I believe in what wexit is, and I believe in that we have the resources as a Western alliance to make it as a separate entity in Canada. And that's not to say that I want separation. However, if something doesn't get done, I just don't see how we will be able to continue, because it will just, it'll bankrupt us. And so we can't have that. I mean, we need
It
to
really
grow.
is a matter of survival.
It is, for sure, yeah.
When I say words like, you know what? There's only two good arguments against wexit, or one really, that I can think of. The best one is patriotism. A friend of mine that I served with, because you guys know I served, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So one of the guys I served with, who's still serving today, he laid it out with like Passchendaele, all these battle honors that my regiment was in, and other Canadian regiments. And I said, yes, you're right, and I do struggle with that to a point. But what were they fighting for, and what did we fight for when we were in these different wars? Were we fighting for lines on a map? Or were we fighting for fairness, for rejection of tyranny, for democracy,
Right.
for Canadian values is what we were fighting for the freedom of others. And these are the very things that we are under attack for in the West right now.
Absolutely.
And people in the East don't seem to understand that we are, in fact, under attack. And wexit is a matter of survival.
Right.
That's correct.
Do you guys feel the same way?
Absolutely.
That's why
yeah.
we're upset.
I mean,
Because
that's
you
what this
just
song
can't-
is all about.
You
That's
can't go and just look the other way when everything's like. I was born at the Holy Cross. I was born south of downtown Calgary. I mean, that's what lived not my whole life, but I've lived here most of my life, and to see those buildings empty and to just hear about the hardships, enough. Like that's enough.
You actually nailed
Yeah.
this song just from your speech
Yeah.
there. So
And that, my friends, is a segue.
I got to say that
You'll like
I think
this.
is a good call that Dwight wrote. I just think it's a good call to action, and it's a very positive song. I just think it's
yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
So,
Yeah.
All right, everybody. The Prairie Dogz, and what's the name of this next song?
This is called "Save the West."
Save the West,
Yep.
complete with segue.
Maybe just grab his mic and put it up to the guitar. Our land is full of rich resources that some people think should run their courses. It's our beautiful land that we all agree on is worth saving and not forgotten. From our national parks to our indigenous nations, our unique world heritage is worth saving. So come on in and help us out. If you think saving the West is what it's all about, let's save the West. We are strong. We'll make a difference. Everyone come along. Let's save the West. We are strong. We'll make a difference. Everyone come along. Oil, gas, grain, wood, and food are just some of the things the West can do to hand off to the world for our economy. It's all about the West and our autonomy. So you see, my fellow Western friends, it's up to you to make it begin. We must create a place worth living, where our principal values are in giving. Let's save the West. We are strong. We'll make a difference. Everybody come along. Let's save the West. We are strong. We'll make a difference. Everyone come along. Western strong, Western strong. Come on, everybody, be Western strong. Western strong, Western strong. Come on, everybody, be Western strong. Western strong, Western strong. Come on, everybody, be Western strong. Western strong, Western strong. Come on, everybody, be Western strong.
Outstanding, gentlemen. Bloody standing. Fantastic.
Thank you. Do you like the words? Like the message? It's good.
I like them both. And when we finally get a actual venue for the 16th Wexit rally, I'm looking forward to you guys playing it.
We'll be there.
I'd be honored to be there for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that is fantastic. And the leader, Peter Downing, is thrilled. He was asking me about it earlier today. He's like, really? Do we have the Prairie Dogz, like, for reals?
Nice.
And I said, yes, we do, as long as we can actually get that venue. So,
right.
Well, we'll play those songs, eh? We'll play those.
Oh, we'll play those for sure. Those ones, yeah, absolutely.
16th. Yeah.
no, 100%. 100%. So back to the tour. When you guys launching? When are you going to be wheels up and in the air?
Well, we're looking to go for the month of March. So we'd have to be over there about 5 days prior to that. So somewhere in the end of February kind of timeline. Yeah. We did just launch our fundraising campaign to raise the funds to actually go there. So that's pretty big. We're looking for some major sponsors. We're offering private gigs for their sponsorship, merch packages for the smaller people, smaller sponsors. Not everybody can sponsor
People
big,
should
right?
go to our website and our Facebook page to watch our video and see a detailed
Yeah, the
explanation.
Facebook page, the top post is all about that. So go there and check out our Indiegogo campaign. The other thing is with the major sponsors, companies and businesses and like, we will advertise them in all of our media all along the way up until the gig. And if they are worldwide, we'll advertise them in Europe as well while we're doing it.
Now, once you guys are doing stadiums, 50, 60,000 people, you're still going to come back on this show, right?
Well, of course.
Actually, we
never forget.
We were laughing yesterday because one of the things with a major donation is we'll play a show anywhere you want worldwide.
Yeah.
And then we thought, geez, like, okay, say things go really well. And in 3 years, some guy says, hey, man, come and play in our living room.
Yeah, and we're used to playing 50,000 people stadiums, right? Like, which will be. Don't get me wrong, that will be super fun, and we will totally do it because it's just.
A deal's a deal.
A deal's a deal, and those kind of parties can get out of hand quick, and they're fun, man. They're a good time. So.
Well, there's nothing like a Mankey Show podcast kitchen party.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, there is. Yeah, that's right.
Top of the list.
Yeah. Might have to have a Prairie Dogz show here one day, and we'll load up your living room with a bunch of musical equipment and tell your neighbors
we should
not
give
to listen.
a shout out to our band, Jack and Terry and Jared.
And Jared, yeah. Those guys are instrumental, man.
And a wonderful group of guys that we
absolutely
really got to know. Well, we've known Terry for a long time, but the other guys we just got to know over last year, and we have a ton of fun playing together.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great
good
group
players,
of singers
great
too.
players, and good singers,
good singers,
good harmonies.
Well, Prairie Dogz, you guys are supporting Alberta, and I hope that Alberta returns the favor and supports you by getting you some more airtime and corporate sponsorship, which is pretty freaking cool. Who's got their very own corporate band? Like, that's pretty freaking cool.
All right, so there you go. Yeah. Have
Especially
us for your Christmas
band.
party, whatever it is, and we'll
right.
come out and do and do you proud. So
How many songs you guys got in the top 100 now in the Indo-Euro charts or Euro Indie charts?
Yeah, there was 4. I mean, the last one released was Redneck Is You, and that was on the Euro Indie chart was number 15 for spins.
That's right.
I just saw the report today.
Yeah, number 15.
You guys are kicking ass and taking names, and they're right here in the town of Okotoks. An Okotoks treasure, the Prairie Dogz. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the Mankey Show podcast yet again and putting a smile on my face.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, gents.